Ticks. What's going on, guys? Welcome to 31 Days of Horror. I am Morgan Film Fan. Let's jump into some scares. Ticks is a direct-to-video movie that came out originally in 1993, but didn't get its direct-to-video DVD release or VHS release in that day until 1994, May of 1994. Vinegar Syndrome recently just put out this beautiful edition of it, and I got to watch it for the first time, of course. All 31 Days of Horror watches are first-time watches for me. And this is a spectacular creature feature that is absolutely filled with slime and plenty of creepy crawlies and lots of shock value moments. Now, this film definitely is reminiscent of Trauma a little bit, and it definitely feels, to me anyway, like an adult's episode of a Goosebumps or Are You Afraid of the Dark episode. It definitely gives me that vibe and those two elements combined. You also get a lot of 90s drama soap opera stuff going on in this film. Just with the vibe anyway. It certainly doesn't feel anything like 90210 or Beverly Hills or any of those shows, obviously, because we're talking about a horror film after all. But you get the vibes with the acting and the dialogue and just the whole presentation of the whole picture kind of thing. So basically what we have going on here is we have this kid named Tyler, played by Seth Green, which I didn't even know that he was in this movie until I popped it in. He's going through some troubles, and his father decides to put him in some sort of retreat. Now we have this retreat being run by this couple named Holly and Charles. And they basically go seek out some troubled kids. You get a group of complete misfits. They have absolutely nothing in common with each other. It's the biggest mixed bag of kids you could ever see. Tyler shows up at the beginning, and he's dropped off at this extremely random place. I swear, it looks like an abandoned warehouse, all right? And you've got, like, bushes growing everywhere. There's this abandoned basketball court, and his dad just drops him off there, like, nonchalant. Here you go, son, have a good time. Tyler runs into this kid named Panic, as he calls himself, who is played by none other than Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I was looking at him for a little bit, and I'm like, that's one of the main guys in Fresh Prince, is it not? And sure as hell it was. So he plays a bully right off the bat, and he starts bullying Tyler, challenges to him to like shoot some hoops and shoot some basketballs, and if he misses, he will kill him. Just goes right for it, basically. So if he doesn't sink this ball, he ends his life pretty much. This film doesn't get violent right off the bat, but essentially he just starts picking on the kid right away. And then Holly and Charles show up, and all of a sudden we realize that this bully, Panic, is also one of the kids going along with the retreat. And then we're introduced to Charles's daughter Rebecca, very cute girl, by the way. This girl named Kelly, who basically doesn't talk for half of the film because she's extremely shy. And then we have this other couple named Romeo and Dee Dee. And like I said, these people completely look like a mixed bag. It seems like The Breakfast Club with the personality differences with all these people. And they retreat to a cabin in the woods. Most of this film takes place in a forest, and there's a side plot with a marijuana growing project involving this one guy who's basically using chemicals to speed up the process of growing the marijuana plants. Little does he know that this is also going to take effect on the ticks in the local area, and they get to astronomical size. Now, when these kids reach their cabin, one of them looks in the closet and sees some egg-looking cocoon things growing in the closet. And you would think that this would be his key to get the F out of there. But no, they just laugh at it. And one of the kids is like, oh, I bet that's for dinner, huh? And this egg thing, which looks like a cancerous testicle, just might I add, is oozing slime, and it's absolutely disgusting. This film is very slimy and gooey. You get a lot of that. One of my favorite scenes involves a dog that gets infected with a tick himself, and then this dog is taken to the vet. This dog is the character Panic's dog, played by Carlton from Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. I'm just going to call him that through this entire review. And I don't know what they did with the practical effects with that dog, but it looked really, really good. In the vet's office, the woman is poking and prodding the thing with some syringes, and this dog is just shaking and going wild, and eventually she's able to pull an entire giant-ass tick out of this dog, and it starts crawling around the entire vet's office with a syringe sticking right out of its back, making for a crazy and kind of disgusting, but at the same time slightly hilarious scene. Now, everything pretty much leads up to the cabin, where it turns into this kind of tick siege kind of climax, and everything starts to go bonkers from there. Now, there's two scenes in this film specifically that are absolutely nuts. One involves the guy that was growing the marijuana, which he completely gets infested by ticks, and one of the running jokes in this film is him just screaming, "I'm infested!" the whole time, where he has these bubbles like growing out of his skin, and they just keep bulging and pulsing, and it's really disgusting. That's where I got my trauma vibes from specifically. And then the other gag is when Panic shows up back at the cabin, and he was shot and also infected by ticks at this point. And in the cabin, he eventually passes. However, there is a tick mutating inside him that gets to an astronomical size and basically tears this guy apart. And the practical effects on that scene specifically is beautiful. This guy just literally rips in half, and this tick is massive. I'm talking as big as a car kind of thing. It just starts creating havoc. Other ticks are coming to this cabin, and everybody's fighting these ticks off. It just goes bananas. And that's all I really can say about it. So, like I said, a lot of vibes going on here. You definitely feel the 90s thing. This certainly feels low budget, and this certainly feels like a direct-to-video film. It kind of reminded me a little bit of a Tremors film, the later sequels, with its direct-to-video kind of quality and vibe. Not to say that the film is, low quality as in a bad thing, because a low-budget film or a direct-to-video film certainly does not make me question or impact its quality at all. Absolutely not. It just depends on what you do with the film kind of thing. But I'm talking about the way the film felt to me. Definitely felt like a later sequel of the Tremors films, which I have been reviewing very recently this year on this channel. So kind of give me those vibes too. You get a lot with ticks. And I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 because I had a really good time with it. Some parts, it kind of feels like a mixed bag, again, with its themes, because sometimes it tries to be funny, sometimes it tries to be gross, sometimes it tries to be action-packed, sometimes it tries to be siege, sometimes it tries to be very 90s, kind of soap opera-ish. So you get a lot in this film, and it's jam-packed with themes, in a sense, but overall it's a wacky, gory, and slimy good time, and it's definitely one to bring you back to that wave of nostalgia, especially seeing Seth Green and Carlton in this film. But that was Ticks, and that was day 2, and like I said, I had a pretty good time with it. It's creepy, crawly, good fun, and I like my creature features. So that does it for today. Until next time, subscribe to Morgan Film Fan if you'd like to listen to my voice or if you like my film reviews. I will be back with more soon, so stay tuned for those. Check out what's on the channel already. Stay tuned for what's coming, and stay tuned for day 3. Cheers.